Hey.
Yeah! Welcome to IWC Show, Radio, Podcast, something. I don't know anymore. The only podcast, show, radio, broadcast on the internet with Will.
Hello. True, it's the only one. I don't do any others.
It's the only one. It's the only one these days. Also, I'm Chucks4W. I am not Smoot, you may have noticed.
No.
Because it's transfer deadline day and he's out of contract. So that's unfortunate. We'll see if we can get something sorted for next week when he's on the free agency. We'll hire him back at a reduced cost. But we have sent Harry Redknapp out with his head out the window, and he has managed to find us free agent extraordinaire. Finally, the toast has come back.
Wow. I'd never even thought of such good use of Rock's lines.
Yeah, that's quite good though.
Yeah.
I've got this image now of Smoot like sitting outside CBS Studios or something in his car, waiting on transfer deadline day, trying to force a move. I've had it with these guys. Sign me.
Yeah, I thought we were having properties because I thought Smoot was playing the part of you and you were playing the part of Smoot today.
Oh.
Yeah, that would have been a good one. Should have done that.
Yeah.
If only we had more catchphrases, I could have just,
Yeah.
Oh, hey-oh. All right. We're doing that, are we? So we can play that game.
3 cards.
Not even a bottle lid noise?
No, I'm in a glass. I can plug the glass.
Yeah, don't break it.
Yeah, that. No, probably didn't.
No.
It's a dangerous sound. It normally means something's about to smash.
I should point out, by the way, that we've had some... because Schmidt isn't here, we... Oh, crap. Sorry. I'm just checking... Sorry, I was just checking to see if we were definitely broadcasting. I'm checking on my phone. We are, because I heard my own voice, and I never want to hear that again.
Tell me about it. I've had to deal with it for 10 years.
Hey.
Speaking of which, Beans, you missed our 10-year anniversary.
What?
Explain yourself.
Well, it would have been nice to tell me that it was a 10-year anniversary.
It would have been nice if you had remembered.
Well, yeah.
Typical man.
I don't believe it. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a few
I've
weeks
only
ago.
been missing about 2 as well, so it's like...
Well, yeah, that's true. It's probably only your 6th anniversary, but...
Oh, man.
The start of last month, start of August, it was 10 long years.
Yeah, it's
and we started with no listeners, and
we started the way we mean to go on.
I mean, it's got worse.
Yeah, basically.
That's
how it is. It's started out as a young, bright-eyed, hopeful podcast that maybe one day will make it big, up there with the likes of John and Way, but instead,
here
we are. Just an excuse to talk to the boys every weekend.
Pretty much.
Otherwise, miserable lives.
Wow, this took a good turn.
Didn't it?
Yeah, it took a good turn 9.5 years ago. You just haven't been here. Right, but this feels a little bit like the parents are away and we're just kind of fumbling around a little bit.
Maybe.
Yeah. I feel like I shouldn't be in charge. It's like, well, you know better than I do, but when you sign a mortgage for the first time and you now own a house and you think, wait a minute, this is too much responsibility. Why are you
I can't touch this room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you mean.
Yeah.
You have responsibilities now, Chuck.
Apparently I do, and it's only for 1 week, but I'll see what I can do. If I do a good job, maybe we'll kick Smoot off. Just see how it goes.
Maybe.
Should I send him a message saying because he wasn't here this week that he's
That's it.
not fulfilled his contract?
So it's all over. Yeah, you have to say that as well. It has to be you that says that.
Yeah, I've got to say it, definitely.
It's a pity.
One show, you broke your contract.
You had a contractual commitment that you've not met. I wish you all the best in your future endeavours. Fuck off.
Wow. F-bombs?
I know, I've not even had any alcohol, sorry.
I was just going to say, because we're a lot earlier than we normally are because Smith isn't here. No, Smith was
past the water shit, though.
We are.
It's past the water shit. What's the YouTube rules? You're not allowed to swear in the first 6 minutes or something, or is it 30 seconds? Or there's a time limit?
Is there?
You're joking. You
Yeah,
told me that before I dropped an F-bomb.
I didn't know there was on time. I thought you could do what you like on YouTube.
Oh, for crying
out loud. No, there's loads of things you can't
I didn't know it was a 10-year anniversary. I'm dropping F-bombs when I'm not supposed to be. I'm not dead.
Yeah.
Just not being supported here, guys.
I just realised I know we haven't used them for a while, because we haven't used them for a while, but we need the soundboard again, don't we?
We do need a little soundboard. I've looked into that, but they all seem to be like professional soundboards with the dials and the everything, you know? I just want a little board with buttons on that just goes bing or whoa, you know, just little sounds.
I think
I've just got this image now of you with like a 5-key keyboard that just literally says like "man falling down well."
That's exactly what I want.
Like porn music, pole dance music.
Mm-hmm. A clip of you going, "I don't care." That would be great.
I haven't even got the do that, the music this week.
Oh, well, it'll have to be a musicless show. Whoever's not talking can just hum it.
I'm going to have to start talking.
Just done a quick Google for a WWE soundboard, and I found something very, very basic.
Okay. Nice. We should have started the show with that.
I mean, I might be tone deaf now, but you know.
What else have you got?
Shut up, bitch!
Oh, sorry.
King getting a bit too excited.
Yeah, he liked that, didn't he?
A little bit too much.
All
right, should we get into the thing? There's a lot going on.
Does anyone know what that tune was called that Smith uses? You can probably find it. No.
Royalty-free music.
I'm not sure that anyone knows that music apart from Smoot.
You've just reminded me of something. Do you know what is royalty-free music? You may not know this.
The Hardy Boys theme.
It is, but that was one of them.
Yeah, I remember hearing it on quite a few things actually, thinking, why the hell are you using the Hardy Boys music
last week? And it was just on every episode. The Hardys, whoa, there's a run-in, Jeff Hardy run-in.
Do you know what is royalty-free music as well? I didn't know this until fairly recently. But I'm going to play it for you now because it's royalty-free. We can.
Cool.
Where are we? There we go.
Yeah. Nice.
Doesn't it? I actually quite like it.
That's better than his actual music, to be fair.
It kicks in now. There you go.
Yeah, I believe it. That theme is crap, and I love it.
I like it now. It's grown on me a lot. Actually, yeah.
I've got to be honest.
So weak.
I did wonder whether there was going to be a change, and I was confused because I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I've obviously not watched any of this product. He's now clearly loved, which I don't know if it's just because he's a cocky heel and everyone likes to cheer a cocky heel. There were so many things that confused me on this weekend, I've got to be honest. But it was good.
There's a theme on Spotify. I don't know who actually sings it. It's called Better Than You. These Wolves, that's it. I've never heard of them myself, but it's actually the same. It's the same tune, but it's got words to it.
Oh, I guess they must have made a song out of it.
Yeah, it's quite good actually. If you get a chance to listen to it, it's not bad.
Maybe. Well, let's do the thing. So this is a 3 pay-per-view weekend.
It is.
Kinda. It's a 2 pay-per-view weekend, but
It's
we're also reviewing the one from last
event.
week.
I found some generic music we can use.
Is it?
I don't know. Should we play it on us? Oh, I don't know.
Nah, it's too much. That's too
Whoa!
much.
Yeah, get rid of that. Anyway.
Yeah. There's no music. That's a smooth thing.
Yeah.
We'll do music again next week.
So
we were all there. We were all in for All In. You guys made it there on the day, I guess, and then out again same day. That's a lot of travel.
It was a lot of travel.
It was. Yeah, it was quite difficult. You were driving, weren't you? That was.
I certainly was. I had one hell of a weekend last weekend. I went to Stoke-on-Trent for football for Mosley on the Saturday. I went to London for All In on the Sunday, and then Mosley had a game at home on the Bank Holiday Monday, which, yeah. So there was a few people from the club that noticed, obviously, that I went to Wembley. And then when they saw me the following day, it was like, what time did you get back? I'm like, I've not slept.
What time did you get back?
It was about 3:30 in the morning because I had a couple of stops just to make sure I weren't going to do anything silly like fall asleep at the wheel.
Mm-hmm. So you were actually driving. You didn't have. Do you have someone? Did you go down with someone?
No.
Just you.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Not even someone to keep poking you to keep you awake.
No, I was listening. Thankfully, I was listening to some good podcasts that was quite interesting. So.
Okay. So which episode of FIWC were you listening to? Was that
the one from 10 years ago?
The last one you were on. All right, cool.
But yeah, it was long. It was a shame because normally a couple of my mates would have been interested in going, but neither of them was going to be able to make it, and I wasn't sure whether I were going to go. And then last minute, I thought, yeah, there's still some decent tickets. So
how last minute are we talking? This is like the couple of days before, or when did you know?
I bought the ticket. About 11 o'clock on Friday night, I think I bought the ticket.
Jesus, that is last minute.
It was like, yeah, go to bed, and when I wake up, I need to get in the car.
That's not a bad seat considering.
Yeah, it was. I was quite fortunate. I was saying it to Will on the day, actually. I was quite fortunate in the fact that because obviously I was only buying one seat, I looked and saw the seats that were available, like on the seating chart, and I was like, "Oh right, okay." So I've got quite a bit of choice, and then I picked one, and when I picked it, it then was going through the whole thing, and then wouldn't let me do it at the end, and said you can't buy one ticket, you must leave 2 seats available.
Huh.
So I was like, what? So I was looking, I'm like, well, all of them are like sets of 2 seats or sets of 4 seats. So when I was looking at them, it wouldn't let me buy anyone. I'm like, oh God, this hasn't worked out as well as I thought it was going to. But then luckily, in the area where I was looking, there was a set of 3 seats, so I could pick one and left 2. And yeah.
So did you end up having 2 empty seats next to you?
No, I was wondering whether I was going to be there with, with a bit of leg room.
Extra room, yeah.
But no, every seat was taken near me. It was so people obviously had the same idea, I think.
Mm.
Right.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Wasn't that bad. I stopped twice. I should have been originally when I set off. I was supposed to be home for 2:15. But yeah, I'll say I stopped off. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, to be honest, I think I made the time at the beginning because when I booked it, and because when I went to the NFL game at Wembley, when we last went down, we got caught trying to get parking. And normally, like, there's loads of places, isn't there, where it's like signs like 20 quid here, 10 quid, or whatever. And we ended up driving around half of out of London, I think, on the day trying to find a parking spot, and we ended up missing the start of the game. So when I did buy the tickets for this, and I thought, especially with me being on my Todd, I thought I'm not gonna be like pissing about. So I had a look on the parking thing that was associated with Ticketmaster, and I ended up booking this one that was quite near. It was actually really near where your coach stop was on that Wembley Park, and it was just a little like a office building where obviously they opened up the car park for the office building, and there was just a guy with a clipboard who obviously had all the registrations of people who were coming on the day. So he told us, and when you park this way, and then when you're coming out later on, you'll be able to just drop onto Slip Road, and it'll take you back towards the motorway. So got there pretty quick after the show because probably around the same time you was around there, because I did have a look for you when we was going past the coaching area just in case you were around, and people were obviously heading to it. But yeah, when I got on there was a bit of traffic at first getting off on the main route, but it was only like 5-10 minutes, and then I was on motorway, so it wasn't too bad really. Milton Keynes. Norton Keynes.
Like a knockoff Milton Keynes.
Say what the hell is
If
this?
Milton Keynes wasn't bad enough, we've got this Poundland version, Norton Keynes.
I've never heard of that.
It's NXT name, Norton Keynes.
I never heard of it.
No.
I didn't even see a sign for that. I'm not sure where your coach went. No wonder it took you so long to get home. Oh, God. It's a fucking coach. Sit down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice luxury.
It's not your seat.
Yeah. Not like there's not going to be enough room. If they vacated a seat, go sit in theirs.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's not a bloody plane. Was alcohol involved, Will? I'm going to say, we've got a 5-hour drive here, guys. Come on. Let's not make this any more painful. Yeah.
On the coach, yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, it's a long day, isn't it?
Too much travel.
Because I remember the same thing when we did Silverstone one time and we did the coach and we got picked up at like, I think it was something like 6 a.m. We got to the racetrack at 11 o'clock and then we had like, when it finished for the day at about 4 or 5, we then went to a hotel on the coach, but the hotel was like an hour away. I remember getting back to the hotel room after it was like I could have fucking gone to New York by now.
Yeah.
Like, and I thought if I was in my car, this is like a 2.5 hour drive, and we've been on this fucking coach for like 6 hours. Like, what the? Because it was one of them where it was doing loads of pickup spots. So we was the first one at 6 a.m, and we had to go around everywhere. You're like looking on a map, and you were like, "We're going in the wrong direction for like an hour and a half to pick someone up. Like, what are we doing?" Hmm. All right.
Well, if someone needed to get off at Stoke.
I'm not going to Wembley. I'm just here for the Stoke.
I just got to go see Bosley playing.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. Yeah. What about you, Chucks? Did you stay over?
I stayed over the night before and after, which turned out to be.
Oh my God! Living the life of luxury there.
Yeah, I'm paying for it as well.
Yeah, I was going to say the bank account not.
It's not thanking me for it, no, and it's already not thanking me for next year. All in. So,
oh, have you already booked it?
I booked it pretty much on the way back to the Airbnb.
Wow.
Really?
Friggin' hell.
Yeah, I got straight on it and thought, well, what the hell? May as well do it. And no, the same place wasn't there, and I don't think I'd go to that one again. It was a nice place, but so Airbnb, I'm not doing Airbnb anymore, except for this one because I actually did. But generally, not doing Airbnb anymore because when I looked for this place, it said £150 a night, which I thought, oh, that's steep, but it's last minute because the last place that I booked in April or March or whatever it was has had that water leak issue, which was definitely a lie. Whatevs, last minute, it's got parking, I'll grab it, £150 a night, which then ended up being £250 a night because of the cleaning fee. So already,
what did you do to the place?
I didn't. That was a preemptive cleaning fee. But anyone who stays there for any length of time has to pay £100 a night for cleaning fee.
This sounds like Ryanair. Did you have to add on for toilet paper?
First off, you don't need to clean it both days. Right? There's only one cleaning fee.
They're assuming that you're having a rave each night.
Well, that was in the rules. You're not allowed to have a party. You're not allowed to have more than 4 people there. You're supposed to even have to take the bins out.
So, was it bin day?
No, it wasn't. It was just it was a little kind of it's not a block of flats, but it was maybe a 3-story kind of flat building. It's kind of modern. It looked really nice. Had its own parking and stuff, which is good in that kind of area. But they had all sorts of rules, like no people and stuff. Everything was all fairly newly installed. All the showers are nice and new and clean, and the toilets and the ovens and everything was nice. Except in one of the bathrooms there was a spider and spider web. So this has been there a little while. There were apparently not. Whoever had been paying the cleaning fee didn't get their cleaning. If there was a spider hanging out in there, there was a flannel.
Did the spider have a name?
Well, he didn't need a name after I saw him. He wasn't.
Oh, shucks. He's been living there longer than you.
It's true. It's true. Well, I paid for it. I paid for a spider-free Airbnb. There was a flannel on the floor in the living room, and in one of the drawers, this is the best one, there was a half-eaten packet of hula hoops. A brown one, barbecue beef or whatever it is.
Oh, God, the menaces.
I know they're good hula hoops too. What are you doing?
Wow.
The host, who turned out to be nice enough, but in a kind of superficial kind of way, and kind of tell that she probably wasn't that nice. She had sent messages saying, please let me know in advance what kind of time to expect you, because the rule is the host meets you there to give you access to the place. So she needed to know when I was going to be there. So I said, it'd probably be about 6. I'll let you know if I'm late. And I got there 10 to 6, so nailed it. Awesome. Just as I'm pulling up, I get a message saying, any update, when are you going to be there? So I said, just pulling in. And then, where are you? And then, quarter of an hour later, we're here, we're outside. And then another 5 or 10 minutes, are you nearby? She just wasn't there and wasn't answering my messages. Despite that being like a thing, I need to know when you're going to be here, and then even double checking, are you nearly here yet? Just nothing, ghosted. So I ended up calling, and she went, oh, yeah, right. Yeah, well, the key is just hidden in the thing. I won't say, but she wasn't even going to meet us. So what was that all about? Yeah, she'd left the key in a hiding place. And then when I said, oh, and so what about parking and stuff? She went, oh, you want parking?
Yeah, that's £100 a night.
Yeah, that's why I booked this place. I could have got somewhere else much cheaper without parking. Of course I want parking. But it's gated, like the little car park was gated. So yeah, I'll sort something out. Get someone to bring down the remote for the gate and all that. And so then I showed her this this hula hoops stuff. It's like, oh yeah, the cleaners must have not looked.
Well, worth the money then.
What am I paying all this money for? Fuck. So yeah, I won't be going back there. It was nice enough, but no, can't be doing that again. But it was nearby. I don't know.
I bet she was sat there when you were saying all these things and fucking hula hoop packet, and she's there going, that fucking spider. Told him.
Yeah. That spider's always munching hula hoops.
Don't leave the room in a mess. It's set up nicely for the guests.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a monster spider in it.
With a massive spider who is the actual landlord. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Seems likely. Flying down. Yeah, I guess that's doable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably about 45 minutes because when we've flown to the States, when it's gone from London, we've done Manchester to London. And you literally, by the time you've hit the top of the climb, you're coming back down again.
Mm. I was wondering about that, getting a big enough place to do a show from. We could get if you're staying for another night, maybe actually go and do a thing afterwards. Set up a mini studio, which with all the technical issues we've had just doing it here, is probably not a great idea. But if we could, yeah, we set it up on a mobile studio and get it all done on a laptop. Microphones hooked up.
Yeah, there was a few things that popped up on mine because it made me laugh because I was ordering it on obviously the night before. And I'm sure some of the stuff it was trying to get me to buy was, like you said, from the day that had already happened. It was like, yeah, okay. Pay extra to go and.
We couldn't get into Box Park. That was one of the things we wanted to do on the night before. Because it's all like it's fairly big open. It's like a big food court, but with pool tables and stuff. So that was kind of cool. Let's go and check that out before it closes. And the security said, no, there's a private event on in there, so you can't come in. So I didn't have a ticket for it. So, god damn it. Yeah. Do you know who I am? I'm the host of the IWC Radio podcast.
/show/ thing.
My co-host and colleague sometimes sent an email to Tony Khan asking if he could get press credentials and was told to go away.
Jog on.
It's a jog on. The jog on, bruv. But still.
At least he responded with, this event is very popular and we do not have the spaces.
Not for you, anyway. If it was Brian Alvarez, he'd be let in.
I don't think I helped the cause when I shouted at him, I know Vince McMahon.
I'll have you know I slapped hands with R-Truth once. Yeah.
Get rowdy.
I wouldn't be able to pick him out of a lineup, but that's cool. I was that close to Dynamite Dave. But I wasn't allowed into the room. I was just outside the room. Oh, no, if they were like the guests of honor, no, of course not. Ah, well, shit, I didn't even know that. I would have made more of an effort to get tickets and go there. Next time, I should have just called him and said, "Oi, Dave, there's your boy. I'm outside. Let me in. Let me all in."
He probably would have slapped you just for them.
Yeah, I've just looked up your Road Chef Norton Keynes. It's on the M6 toll road, apparently. So that's nice. You were using the toll road. It's all right for some. The regular M6 probably would have been completely clear at that time of night. But hey, that's how you roll on the toll. Using your ticket fee, probably. Pay in a roundabout way. So... No. God damn it. Not far from Spaghetti Junction, though, actually. And, you know...
Oh my God, yes. Why?
One thing, and never again. What did you get? Yeah. A nice tap water. Mm. Yeah. Took the top, yeah. I would have to have a hell of an arm to get the lid of the bottle to hit Jeff Jarrett from as far away as I was.
It bloody didn't with me.
Not for me, no. No. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like a great offer.
I was going to say, it's ridiculous, but... Yeah. Mm. It's also kind of insane. Yeah. I can tell you exactly. Oh, it was 410 for me. Yeah. That's unbelievable. So I said 2 pints of ice water. Just tap water. Just tap water is fine. Just tap water. Two pints of tap water and a Diet Coke. Because they don't do regular Coke. They don't do sugar. Sugar's illegal in Wembley. So I asked for a Diet Coke and they gave me Coke Zero. They don't do Diet either for some reason. Because it's mostly guys, I guess. And Diet is for the ladies, isn't it? But, well, it was actually for my wife too, so it should have been Diet, but whatever, it's fine. She could deal with it. And he charged 410. It's like, that's crazy. £4.10. Well, I thought maybe he had. I thought maybe there was some kind like. There's no way that a bottle of Coke Zero with no lid is £4.10.
Well,
so maybe he's charged me for the cups or something like this, or for the ice cubes, which melted immediately. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I'd not had a chance to get anything to eat on the way down properly, so stupidly I thought I'm gonna have to get something because I'll die if I wait until after the show.
The food, it smelt good. I thought there's no way that this is good food, but it does smell quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got fries with chicken, and it had some sauce on it that I still don't know what it was.
What colour was it?
It was brown, so I thought, is that brown sauce or barbecue? It didn't taste like either.
Unspecific sauce.
Yeah, so it was a cross between. I don't know actually. It was more like a gravy. It was really thick, like dried out. I'm like, how long's this been sat on the fucking side?
Probably is gravy. Probably right.
So I got that, and I got a bottle of Sprite, I think it was, and it cost me just shy of 17 quid. Yeah. Yeah. It had 2 fucking goujons on that were about the size of your thumb. And
That's not a goujon.
exactly. And about 15 chips under it.
One.
Do you know how much these cost, though?
One between you. So I'm looking on the Wembley Stadium site. Plan your visit. They've got some of the selection of hot dogs and Wicks Manor sausages, chicken and chips. It says southern coated chicken and chips served with dips.
Well, it was already served with a dip on it.
Yeah. So it doesn't say what the dip is. It's just with dips.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah. Cool.
It wasn't horrendous, but the sauce wasn't great. It was, yeah. And I couldn't even say it was like, like when you get like a low brand like brown sauce or something, and you can tell it was thick, so it kind of gave you the impression that it was more expensive. It wasn't like a watered down brown sauce or something. It was odd. Oh God. Well, the ones that I went to were all bloody shut. I stopped off at 2 services and thought I'm going to get some, and bloody all of them were closed. The only one that were there had one Costa, so I just ended up getting a coffee and just.
No food left at the Costa.
Well, I didn't really fancy anything from. I just ended up having a bowl of cereal when I got back.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, well, it happens occasionally.
It's kind of like the ritual for me with anything wrestling related, where you normally end up coming back at a stupid o'clock and you end up in the McDonald's.
Yeah.
Or when you're in the States, when we'd done it, it was always an IHOP.
Which is the complaint that all of the wrestlers have, right? We get out of the arena super late, nothing's open, and this is what we've got. And I guess it's true. I never really gave it a second
thought.
They
all go into them as well.
Yeah, well, they have to. But it's like they all say, like, it's really hard to stay in shape and eat right when you're on the road.
Right,
and,
right,
like,
yeah,
exactly. All we've got is this IHOP or Denny's or.
Well, someone put a picture up of, was it MJF at a McDonald's after the show or something?
What heel? Could be hard enough, like going to a different city every however many days and finding a gym, right?
Well, yeah, and plus also it's that fact, like you say, it's just you're having to find everything, aren't you? I suppose places like IHOPs and McDonald's, signs are everywhere, and there's one on nearly every corner, but it's Yeah, it must be really hard when you don't, especially if you're just starting out or whatever, and you don't. I suppose that's why everyone kind of, people buddy up with each other and stuff, don't they? But you
ride with a vet because they know where everything is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Well, I definitely saw a tweet from one Mr. Miro,
Oh,
Mr. Barnyashev. Yeah.
He got lost. He got lost, and some fans on the train helped him out, and then got a picture of him sat on tube, and he's got all his fucking suitcase and everything with him. And it's like, Jesus.
I legit could have picked him up from Wembley, from Heathrow. I wasn't that far away.
Yeah, but again, it's that kind of thing of, I suppose he's never been Wembley, has he, or anything? Because
not to Wembley, no. I mean, he would have gone to London. He would have done the O2 and stuff. But yeah, maybe not Wembley.
the whole thing is really strange to me. From I just don't. I still don't even know what all that was about, to be honest. I just heard that it was happening, and
yeah, it's only weeks. It wasn't that long ago. I think he was wrong. Yeah. I can't remember what it was that he was actually doing with the glass, but there was some spot with glass, and he wanted to use real glass. Yeah, which is fair enough. That's what Tony Khan should be saying. I don't know why Punk is now acting like he's in charge and being treated like he's in charge.
So if the the veteran guy is saying don't use glass, I would be like, fine, yeah, whatever you think's best.
Also, it just makes sense. Like, show him the Goldberg video where Goldberg said, "No, let's use real glass," and then he sliced his arm right up and nearly lost it. Like, it's glass. It's super dangerous. Why would you use real glass? Just
so
instead.
What was it? Was it a window or was it an object?
Well, apparently that was like a properly heated confrontation, wasn't it? They got into each other's faces. Apparently they shook hands, but it was like a tense, like, I'm not happy with you shaking hands. And they got separated. And then this is, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks later or whatever, in his match, which we'll get to, honestly, any hour now.
I was just going to say, actually, yeah, we've been talking an awful lot about nothing that's actually...
It's all relevant. We don't get to do this a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
So they do the spot with the car. They have Jack Perry comes out in the car, and he's beating up Hook, and he says to the camera, "It's real glass, Crimea River," and then slams Hook. Oh, I think he actually gets slammed through the glass, doesn't he? Through the windscreen. And his was the last match on the thing, and Punk's was the first, so they were kind of crossing over. As Perry comes backstage, Punk is almost going out onto the stage and confronts him, like, what was that all about? And Jack Perry wasn't having it. Punk, I've heard conflicting reports, he either pie-faced him or just shoved him a little, there's some kind of shoving going on.
I'd heard that he gut punched him and then put him in a choke or something.
Yeah, they all seem to say there was like a front face lock guillotine deal, but where exactly Punk punched him seems to vary by report. And then they were separated. Apparently, Samoa Joe had a word with Punk, calmed him down or whatever, and there was some talk about maybe we should push this match on a little bit, but they carried on as expected.
Oh, so it had already happened before Punk actually came out?
Between these two matches, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Tony position. Oh, I didn't hear that bit.
The what, sorry? Ah, right, okay.
Yeah. He just can't seem to do it with Punk. Yeah. Yeah.
But also, as well, it feels like Perry's like just trying to push buttons by as well, which, I mean, I'm not justifying what Punk's done, and there's obviously no smoke with fire, and it seems to always be around him, but it's, yeah,
it seems like both of them are overreacting to nothing. He's told not to use glass. First off, why does he want to use glass? Why was he reacting so badly to being told, yeah, that's a stupid idea? Why is Punk getting involved so much? Why is he taking it personally that he wants to use glass? And then, well, this whole thing, surely if you're the veteran and the kid says something stupid to the camera, you don't just lash out. You say, all right, is that Tony Cameron? Going into business for himself. The veteran should have the cooler head and say, that's kind of unprofessional. You don't.
He should have, but then also he's just had the instance where he's been abandoned at an airport.
Yeah.
So it does make you wonder whether it all kind of like
maybe that's
built up over the weekend or something. I don't know. But
his driver didn't show up, and Jack Perry was limoed out onto the stage. That's probably what it was. He was like, "Where's this guy got a car?" I think I saw things written about it. I haven't seen the clip itself. This is from Forbidden Door, if I remember right.
The matches, he carried the Friday Night War, which, by the way, is a matter of record in fucking court in the state of California, that we won the Friday Night War. Just ask Jerry McDivitt, because he fucking wrote it. And this guy won it versus Matt Sydal, who's a great wrestler. He had another goddamn great match on Friday night. This fucking guy, he fucking did the Friday Night War. He did the first dance. He's done the record Double or Nothing. He did the record All Out in his debut. He was a big part of a record Full Gear, a great match with Eddie Kingston, and fucking he wrestled a bunch of young guys, a bunch of veterans in between there. Will Hobbs, Daniel Garcia, goddammit. And then he showed up, did the biggest program in terms of everything, TV, box ever with MJF, and then he did the goddamn main event here. He's the biggest part of financial success in the history of this company. Let's fucking go! The matches, he carried the...
Shit! I had no idea he was like that.
Did you not see him at the end of the show?
Yeah. That
is unbelievable. I think that was the highlight of the whole thing, and they didn't get it on the pay-per-view version. It was so crazy. Because he's always so flat and wooden. Was that?
Yeah, that doesn't scream of someone that looks like they're really good at man management.
No. It cuts out before they make the announcement. But yeah, they do the normal thing where they have Adam Cole make the announcement. And then Tony Khan just grabs the mic and says, "Flip it out." I've never seen him that animated. He must have been coked out of his mind.
Honestly, on that one you've just played then, he's on something.
Clearly, yeah.
He's had one hell of a Costa coffee before that interview.
He had a double shot in that one. Oh, have you got it?
I will see you all in 1 year! Bank holiday weekend, August 25th of 2024! All in right here! Let's go!
For some reason, I didn't hear that last bit. I didn't hear him. I didn't think it was that animated. What the hell?
Yeah. You see that compared to like the ones he's done on TV where he's just staring. He doesn't blink and he's completely still. It's crazy. All right, let's get into the thing then. Let's do the thing. I was waiting for the music there. Of course, the music's not coming. So we kick things off with the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. This was Adam Cole and MJF, I think fairly obviously beating Aussie Open to win the titles to set up something later on. And that was points for all of us, except for you, Will. You thought the Aussies were going to do it. Oh. I can't see anything on there. Oh, there you go. Ah, right. I see. Oh, well, we're doing no graphics. That's cool. Just run through it, and then people just have to trust us. Saying is right. This was a good opener. They started out with Adam Cole just about to do his thing, his Adam Cole baby, but he waited a touch too long, and he was attacked from behind for the heat because we didn't get to do the thing. So, nice little touch there. You didn't. You thought the Aussies were going to do it.
I have no idea who the Aussies are.
Yeah, neither did we, really. They're kind of around. They're associated with Will Ospreay, but they're just kind of there. Yeah, they were there. The Aussies were absolutely fine, and it ended as it should with the kangaroo kick and the double clothesline for the win. We now have new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions.
I'm a little confused at the double clothesline finish.
Because you haven't seen any of the build-ups.
No, and they were obviously... I was just thinking... I mean, obviously it was sold as a big move, but...
But it's not.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm watching AEW where I have a lot of complaint about doing some ridiculous moves that everyone kicks out of. Yeah. And I've just watched someone win a title with a double clothesline.
Yeah.
But there we go.
That was the thing. They do you know anything about the story going into the?
No, I didn't. I was confused. I didn't know because obviously in my head I'm still thinking. Last thing I saw was MJF was like the arsehole with what you call it? Who's the big guy?
Wardlow.
Wardlow, yeah. So it was like just
Wardlow's just totally disappeared.
And I mean, it weren't that long after the whole thing when he turned his back on Cody Rhodes at the beginning. You know, like when he first.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the image that I had of him, and obviously he still is that, but he's obviously
still
a
that,
face, but
and more.
playing a heel.
Yeah, he's that and more. He's top heel. He's still doing. He's great. He's been great. His matches are better now. His promos are still as good as they ever were. So the quick rundown is Adam Cole had a title match with him, and they built up a little thing. MJF, when he was getting into wrestling, really idolized Adam Cole, kind of wanted to be this guy, thought he was exactly what a pro wrestler should be. A little bit like he did with Punk for that storyline. So it was a kind of an idol worship thing, but he was now let down that Adam Cole isn't what he expected him to be, all that kind of thing. They did the title match. It went to a 30-minute time limit draw with Adam Cole just about to pin him, 1-2, but the time limit went. Adam Cole asked for 5 more minutes. MJF said no, because he's a no-good, dirty heel. Straight after that, there was a random tag partner tag team tournament where, you know, names were pulled out of the Royal Rumble ball thing. And what do you know? MJF and Adam Cole were drawn together as a tag team. So it started off as a awkward, I don't trust this guy tag thing. Roderick Strong, obviously Adam Cole's friend, pulled him aside and said, "You can't trust this guy." Adam Cole's, yeah, obviously I can't trust this guy. But they did a few segments, a little video packages of them hanging out, going to a bar and drinking a little bit, going to a gym, and they made fun of some people at the gym. They both said this fat guy looks like Tony Schiavone. They went to a trampoline place, which Adam Cole loved, and MJF threw what do you call it? It's not soft dodgeballs. Threw dodgeballs at a load of children. It's great. So they did a load of these things. They played video games. Adam Cole made him play the new Fight Forever game. And over time, they kind of started to quite like each other. But there was always underlying, like, sooner or later, MJF's going to turn, like, obviously. Or maybe Adam Cole's going to turn because he wants the title. Like, it's an uneasy friendship, even though they were saying that they're good friends. MJF came up with a T-shirt, the Better Than You Baby T-shirt. There's a mashup theme song. You know, they were kind of giving each other these presents. I think MJF celebrated Adam Cole's birthday once, trying to, you know, form this tag team. And they ended up quite liking each other. With Roderick Strong then saying, "You know, this guy's going to screw you over, right?" And Adam Cole now saying, "I don't know, actually, he's not that bad. I actually kind of like this guy." Which then led into this thing. So they now win the... Oh, and the double clothesline was all part of that. The double clothesline and the kangaroo kick was just in there. It started out as a bit of a joke.
Right.
We need a tag team move, and it's going to be the double clothesline. And when we hit it, and all of their matches in the tournament, they were trying to hit it, but they couldn't. And, you know,
right.
That's the thing. You knew that when they were going to hit it, it was going to be a big deal. And it was. They won the titles. So
makes sense.
It makes sense, and then it sets up the whole Roderick Strong running out in the main event and all of that, and asking for 5 more minutes and stuff. It all works. That was just the opener. Then Hook beat Jack Perry. So this one was all brawling. It was one of many no DQ style matches. Did some stuff with the limo.
That was before, wasn't it, on the pre-show?
It was on the pre-show. Yeah, it was still on the pre-show.
Oh, sorry, yeah, it was still on the pre-show. Yeah, sorry.
Still on the pre-show. Got a long way to go.
Sorry, I had in my head that it was that the tag match was after Punk for some reason, which I don't know.
Oh no. There was another tag. We'll get there. Hook beat Jack Perry, new FTW champion. The FTW title is not going to be retired. At least not yet, I guess. And that is points for everyone except for you, Beans. You thought that Jungle Boy was going to retain.
Yeah, I obviously had no idea. I saw a picture of Jack Perry wearing shades, where he would look like he were doing an impression of The Rock, and I was like, oh, so because it says Jack Perry and he's wearing shades, he must be a bad guy now.
He is, yeah.
So I last time I saw him, he was obviously still Jungle Boy. So yeah, I just thought that if he was heel, he was probably on a push, so he was going to win. But that was as far as my logic went.
Yeah, it's decent enough logic. Yeah, he's changed he's not Jungle Boy anymore, and he doesn't use the fun music anymore. He uses Beethoven's Fifth instead. Much to my wife's ire, she really likes that Jungle Boy song. So she doesn't know anything about this, or didn't at least going in. She seems to quite like it now. She knew nothing about anything. What's that? Exactly. They should have done it before the show or something in the build-up. Just give us a little blast of the song. Did you get the Cody song?
Yeah. I was a bit like, wow, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. The whole flight, I was in the same thing. I was walking through, just gone to the toilet, and it was like everyone just erupted with it, and it was just like, no, literally someone just like playing like the Spotify list here or what?
I was on the outside. I was trying to find the right entrance. I was going around I was on looking for the west side entrance. And I was like, oh, it's not this one. It's not this one. It's not this one. Whoa! It must be over there somewhere. Like everyone in the middle of it. I just knew it was going to happen. No one was paying any attention until that bit. Yeah, so that was the only thing she knows about AEW, basically, was that Jack Perry is Jungle Boy. He's Luke Perry's son. She used to watch 90210. So she knew that was Jack Perry, and she knew that he had that fun music. And it's like, no, sorry, he's a bad guy now. And she thinks that Hook looks like he's 14 years old.
I've got to be honest, I had no idea. And I'm like, so he's called Hook. And then when he came out, I'm like, is this character related to Peter Pan? I wasn't sure, and I saw him a little bit more up close on the screen, and I was like, actually, he looks like him. But no, he looks like an MMA fighter or something. He's
yeah, I was gonna say he's not related to
Peter
Pan.
That who he is?
He's related to Peter Senechia.
Wow.
That's why he's called Hook, because Taz was from Red Hook.
Yeah, that makes sense now when you said that. But
he does lots of suplexes.
And there was me thinking he was just a little boy that wanted to live forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a dinosaur. Yeah. Well, kinda.
Yeah.
It's in the name.
There was the same thing. There was two guys that were next to me, and one of them was quiet, and the other one was like shouting out random things, but like in a terrible way, obviously on purpose. And it was just random things like, Chris Jericho, you're fat. Just like, yeah, just random. But some of them were funny, and some of them you just think you're trying too hard now.
There was a lot of very trying hard on the walk in. We were walking up and back. That was the worst part. Up, the main Wembley. It's called the Olympic Way, isn't it? The big one with the box park on it that goes straight to the station. And we were in front of it's just Olympic. You had Wembley Way at the back, was it? Yeah, I think it's pretty sure it's Olympic. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's the big one that you see on all the video packages. And there was, some of those try-hard wrestling fans who were making really lame comments. Because there was that whole rumor about Edge being out of contract now. He's wrestled his last one. So he was joking that, so what's Sexton Hardcastle doing? And then self-laughing at it's not as funny as you think it is, Brew. It's not that funny. Everyone's been making that joke for 2 weeks now. And they stink as well, wrestling fans. You got 4 hours of this. There was a lot of yeahs going on, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? She's like, I need a new job. I don't understand this fucking idiots.
It's taken over. There was a few woos, but it was mostly yeahs. Yeah, there's a lot more yeahs than woos. Yeah. Okay, so we're finally out of the pre-show. We're done with the pre-show.
Oh my god.
A lot of predicting to do.
Hang on, let me charge my camera.
Yeah, you've got to get to bed. Right.
Don't worry.
My headset's going to die as well. I think it's on low battery. All right, so the main show opened with what I thought was an excellent... it's a fun match. It wasn't a great match by match standards, but it was a very fun match with CM Punk and Samoa Joe. My wife's a big Samoa Joe fan now because he did the walking away spot when Punk did the dive over the top and he just walks away. She found that hilarious.
Yeah, I found that good the first time he did it. No,
yeah,
he does feels a bit. He does it all the time.
But it's always funny. It's always great. It's like, nope, not taking it. I do like that. There was some great stuff. Punk doing the Cena comeback with the Hogan leg drop in there, and then Samoa Joe doing the Hulk up. These guys are just they're having fun out there, Cole. They're having fun out there.
I thought it was nice he did the tribute to Terry Funk with the I don't know what they call it, leg wrap. Everyone thought he was putting the figure 4 on and he wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was a good match in the end. Punk won.
I was really surprised it was first, and I know that you want to start your show with a strong match.
Yeah.
But because when I looked at on the night before when I thought should I go, I thought, well, how many more times are you going to get a chance to see CM Punk probably and things like that?
Sting's not coming back.
And I looked on the card and it was like earlier in the week when I'd looked, Punk wasn't actually listed as having a match. And I'm like, why is Punk not wrestling? And I was like, oh. And then when I saw his name on it the night before, I thought, oh, well, he's got a match now, kind of thing. I thought, that's a little joke. But so I just assumed because it was them two that it was going to be one of the big. I mean, it was a big match, but I mean, obviously, I just wasn't expecting it to literally start it. I was like, wow, God. The one that I was probably the most looking forward to because I at least knew who the bloody hell they all were. That's the first thing I'm watching.
Yeah, me too.
At the end of it, I'm like, should I go on it? Take a quick start back.
But he won with the Pepsi Plunge, which I think he hasn't used for about 20 years. Yeah.
Pepsi Plunge?
The Pepsi Plunge, yeah.
Was it not just a pedigree from the top?
Well, that is what the Pepsi Plunge is, yeah.
All right, okay. Yeah. I was just making sure, because sometimes it was difficult to make everything out.
They were quite far away, yeah. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? So apparently there was a thing with Miro and Will Hobbs, which I got into late for. So I sat down, there was still some music playing and whatever. Yeah, I saw it later on. Went back to watch the pre-show and that, and they did a little thing. It was a contract signing. They got into a fight. It's the same thing you've seen 1,000 times. So the first music I hear is fucking Jeff Jarrett.
Yes.
For fuck's sake! After all of this, all of the money that I've spent, all of the travel.
I did see you tweet, and it did make me chuckle. And I don't know why, but I was just happy to be hearing his version of his TNA music. I was like, God, I've not heard this for years.
Yeah. No. I thought that's what this would be for, because he wanted that singing moment, but no, he just came out to no more BS instead. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I guess not. Well, we all got points. We all had Punk winning that one. That's good. Ding. So this is an annoying thing. It's actually a little later in the night, but I'll say it now because we're on the Punk subject. Right behind where we were, because we were fairly high up in the second tier, were the boxes, all of the VIP boxes and that. And the one behind us was the one where they were doing the whatever it's called, the 0 hour, the pre-show stuff. So when you watch them, and there's Renee and Anthony Ogogo was in there, that window that overlooked the rings. Yeah, exactly. So that was right behind us. So I kept seeing the really well-dressed guy in this red suit, and I'm sure I should know who that is. It's not Wardlow. Who is that? It's someone. Anthony Ogogo, apparently, because he was doing that. A little way into the show, a couple of matches later, everyone's turning around to look at something going on in there. Everyone in the whole block. So I miss it. I look around and everyone's kind of turning back. And my wife casually goes, "Oh yeah, that's CM Punk just stuck his head out." And you didn't want to tell me about it? He was right here. You just... Hell. So you knew? That was annoying. Yeah, nice. They're not going to Wembley. And also made sure to buy the front seats of so where the tunnel is, where you come out and then you climb up the stairs to go around. I'm not explaining that well. But I kind of got the front row of where the door section is, if you know what I mean. So there's no one in front. Again, terrible explanation of where I was. But I wanted that one because I wanted, a clear thing. Turns out we've got a show sex security standing right in front of where I was. So there's a picture of the guy. And this is early on. I think this is pre-show stuff. This is when Jeff Jarrett and Big Show were out there and whatever. But he's just off center there. But he then steps in front of me to look at someone way, way, way over who's vaping. And he's just looking, like waiting for the guy to get his vape out so he can go, no. It's like, you're right in front of me. I chose these seats so I didn't have anyone in front of me, and now there you But I did. I told him. I had a word. I said, "Move back, you." So that was, that's my view.
And how did he respond?
Quite cheerfully, actually. He was like, "Oh yeah, right."
Then did you pull a vape out?
I pulled out a bottle cap. I was like, sneak this in.
Yeah. Charged me nearly a $5 for this shit.
Yeah, that was that guy. And then he disappeared. As soon as he got his vape guy, gone. No security presence at all after that.
We had
the guy got his vape out and he was going nuts on it. Stank.
There was some guys that were walking around the bottom of on the floor section, and he was in full on Bray Wyatt, the Fiend gear.
Yeah. Oh, I think I saw that guy.
Yeah, he kept walking around the outskirts where the field would be.
Yeah.
And he had a mate who was dressed as him, like just with the Hawaiian shirt kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he was just like, he started getting big cheers and obviously people applauding and stuff, and he kept like, putting his hands up, waving at everyone and pointing up to the sky and stuff. And
not doing the back bridge.
No.
No. If it's the same guy I'm thinking of, he was in no shape to be doing the back bridge.
No, I mean, to be fair to him, he looked, in full on gear and everything.
He's in full on gear. Yeah.
But yeah, still, it's one of them things, isn't it? Where it was a nice moment. It didn't feel like it was done just to get cheers. You know what I mean? It was someone genuinely who just, was just sharing it, kind of thing. But it was nice to see a crowd reaction to it as well. And yeah, it's still a very weird situation.
Yeah, that was not long before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A few people throughout trying to get little chants going and stuff, and none of them really took off.
I noticed a few of the wrestlers had their own tributes and like armbands.
Armbands, yeah. Yeah. So, from one confrontation between matches, Punk did manage to avoid walking past Kenny Omega and Adam Page without any incident, as far as I can tell. Because the Golden Elite were up next. The three, and this was the first pyro of the night for Kenny Omega.
I watched the intro to this, and like when they were making their entrances, and I found it really hard to distinguish who was who.
Really?
Yeah, just in general to just like watch it. Obviously not during the entrances thing, but when they were all stood in the ring, I was like, it's really not that obvious to me who's who here.
Yeah.
And so I thought, this was the point when I went to go and get some food, and I also bought a CM Punk t-shirt, and I missed all this match, and I missed the entrances for the next match. And I was in a queue where people were talking about, and it makes sense now, because they were talking about how they were predicting something about 5 extra minutes at the end of the main event. And
very good, yeah.
And they were waffling on about it, and I was kind of like listening to some of it, and I was just like, obviously, I was not getting most of it, but yeah, it was quite interesting. And some guy pushed in the queue at the front when he was querying about whether they had a certain size t-shirt, and the guy went absolutely apeshit at him, like, I've just spent half an hour in this queue, and you think you can just fucking walk up and order a t-shirt? Fuck off. Yeah.
Well, you.
It was just, I think it was because they were wearing very similar attire as teams and things. So it was like, you had to really focus on it. Oh, God.
Yeah, this is one of those I just wasn't that interested in storyline-wise. There was not much going into it that I really cared much about. And yeah, you're right. It's a match for TV. You know it's going to be good. There's a lot of talent in there who are going to have a good match, but from a distance and without much to really grab your attention, it's one to watch again on the second viewing, I think, to fully appreciate. So that was fine. It's fine. Jay White is really good, but I don't care at all about Bullet Club Gold. They're jokes. Yeah. So whatever. That's the thing that happened. The Bullet Club Gold won. That was a bit of a surprise. Bad night all round for the Elite, actually. And also for us, we had predicted the Elite to win. All four of us predicted the Elite for that one, and we lose points. So put some crosses up on the board. No, we got it all wrong. We all thought the Elite were winning that one, but no. Whew. Cool. So, next up we had the World Tag Team title match, and maybe for the title of Best Tag Team Ever. FTR retaining against the Young Bucks. This went very long. Very, very, very long. It was all good.
Yeah, I got to see most of this eventually. Oh, I thought that I was going to miss most of this one, but like you say, because it was a long match, I did actually see quite a lot of it.
See what star rating this got. If I can. There it is. I reckon Dave would have given this something good. 4 3/4. Of course he did. Why wouldn't he? Which was joint highest rated match on the show. So yeah, they did all their stuff, and then they did each other's stuff, and then they just kept doing stuff. There was a lot of stuff in this match. A lot of stuff.
I've got to be honest, because obviously I haven't seen anything leading up to it and didn't know anything, but as you know, I'm not a huge fan of the Young Bucks. So, yeah, I wasn't that bothered that I didn't see every single aspect of this, but people were definitely into it.
You saw the important half. The rest of it was just wrestling, basically. And then they got into the big moves later on, including Cash Wheeler doing a springboard 450. No flips, they say, just fists. Big flip.
I suppose that goes in as well with MJF doing his dive through the ropes.
Yeah.
Later on.
Yeah. Have either of you watched the show again with the commentary, the TV version?
No.
Yeah. Me too. So they did actually point that out, that Cash Wheeler is maybe... Because that's how they lost the first match, when he went for the moonsault or something, he missed it and cost him. So they said maybe he's getting a bit desperate here and going out of his wheelhouse, of his comfort zone. No.
Well, I was confused because I think I saw a clip and I heard commentary, and I didn't hear JR, and I thought, well, he came out.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what was what on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, okay. Is he a heel still? Like, comedy heel kind of thing?
Not to me, London sucks. I wouldn't want to be there either. Yeah. It's not Long Island. He's got a car. He's sure he's getting out of there. Then we had the Stadium Stampede, another just crazy anything goes.
Oh
yeah, sorry, totally missed the predictions for the. But I think we did all right, didn't we? Where is it? Bucks, FTR Bucks. No, we did really badly. You got a point, and the rest of us did not. We all thought there was going to be a title change, but FTR retained. Yeah, Stadium Stampede 5-on-5. This was pretty crazy. There was stuff going on everywhere.
Wrong. I wasn't prepared for this.
Yeah.
I genuinely wincing at some of this. This was just too far. Oh, they didn't puke, did they?
Oh, really?
Really?
They all left. The whole family left. What the hell?
Wow.
Missing all the important matches at the end. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. Well, Laura was like saying before when I was looking at the tickets, and she was like, "Do you think Jack would want to go?" And I'm like, "It's far too much travel, for Jack." And I said, like, and plus also, you won't have a clue what's going on. He's not, like, he's not started watching anything like that. And I went, and it's AEW, it's not WWE. I said, I know it's, they can swear, they can have blood, they can do what they want kind of thing. So I don't know what's going to happen. And then I was thinking when I watched this damn match, was like, can you imagine how the hell I explain to a 5-year-old why he's got chopsticks sticking out of his head?
That's obviously the spot. That's the worst one. There was a couple of screwdriver stabbings, but
the fork.
The fork stab, yeah, not screwdriver. It was the fork stabbings.
There was a screwdriver at one point, but
that was went straight into the turnbuckle pad.
too far to hit anyone with that.
So at one point, John Moxley, who was it? It was Penta, wasn't it? He hammered a bundle of sticks.
Yeah.
Which has a name that I can't say on YouTube. Well, so the announcer said skewers. From where we were, it looked like a pack of spaghetti.
Yeah, I thought it was dried spaghetti.
I couldn't tell exactly what it was. Yeah, apparently skewers. He hammered them into John Moxley's head, or skull, as Michael Cole would say, to the point where they were just sticking out like a rooster. It was crazy. It
was the bit when he stood up and they all fell apart. It was like, God, Lord.
Stuck in there, standing right out of his head like a mohawk.
And then he takes a move with them all sticking out of his head. And it was just, oh, for God's sake. I just, no.
Except for my sick wife who was just laughing her head off at it. There was a couple of times where...
Getting a bit worried now, sure.
Oh God, me too. I was oh my God, that's horrific. And she was just laughing. She said she didn't know what was actually happening. She didn't know what it was.
They showed it back on TV since.
Yeah, she has. She's like, oh God, I didn't realise.
Poor guy's like needs to go to hospital.
So a few things. Eddie Kingston disappeared for a huge chunk of this match. Pentagon, he was gone for a long time, and then decided to show up again as Penta Oscuro. Started the match black and ended it red. Yeah, me too. So who is this? We've got someone else coming out now. What did he do? Oh yeah, that's what that bit was. That's what that was. that little walkway bit. I bet Claudio just wanted to do that spot. He's a big football fan, isn't he? It's probably his idea. Let's do the FA Cup runway. Yeah, so Pentagon, this is one of the things I have to explain as well. So Pentagon came back, he was red now, and that means he's Penta Oscuro. Well,
I genuinely thought,
I'm sorry,
I still did until about 30 seconds ago, that it was a different person.
It's his alter ego, which has no difference to his regular ego. He's just
so he just changed that. Yeah, I was going to say, so he just changed his outfit.
Instead of red, he's in black. Yeah. I've never really understood what Penta Oscuro is supposed to be. I don't know. They all brawled backstage for a little bit. Yeah, and he showed up and he was the other guy. And then the ladder went into business for itself, just crumbled under them. No.
Yeah, I was going to say, the one bit of advice I would give to AEW in general for this event, raise the stage. Because in the entrances and things, like, you're not expecting to see an awful lot, obviously, but, like, never understood how much I appreciated when WWE do a bigger show like that they put the massive ramp in, so at least you can see what's happening in the alleyways and entrances and fights ringside. Because, like you say, it was just a mess. There was nothing that you could kind of follow with it, really. You were like, you ended. I hate it when I'm looking at the screens. I don't want to watch the screens. I want to be able to see it with my own eyes, but I also reach that point when I need to know what the hell's going on.
I had to rely on the screens quite a lot because I had one of the corners, the whatever you call it, scaffolds or whatever in the way of quarter of the ring maybe. And for this match especially, they kept doing split screens, which is fine because you have to, but check out the wasted space on the big screen there. That's a picture I took of the blinding lights of the big screen. So the middle part is what they show on TV, and then they've got these extras of like whoever's wrestling on the sides there, the two teams. But then they've cut the top and bottom off of the main screen to get the two side by side, when you could just blow the whole thing up and have two full screens of action, right? So obviously they can't because it's TV and the broadcast and stuff. But it did annoy me that there was so much extra space on that monitor, on the big screen, that they could have used, but didn't.
Mine was even worse because where I was probably in that picture somewhere or near it, because the screen was actually no, we were in the bit below. So we couldn't turn around and see the screen behind us properly because it was in the stand above.
Oh, the canopy would have blocked the other one.
And the canopy blocked the other one. So we could only look at what was on the screen on the side of the canopy over the ring. And half the time, they only showed you, like, the entrance name. Like what you would for the video on the screen kind of thing, not the actual...
Yeah.
So a lot of like the entrances and stuff, you didn't get to see any detail in it because it was obviously just saying who it was, kind of thing. Like.
There's also a little black square in that monitor. I think it's just kind of behind where Eddie Kingston's back is. which one time on the TV broadcast, they showed this like fisheye lens of the whole arena, the whole stadium, which I think must have been from there, because there was a little black square and it had a red light in it. Yeah. Must have been from there. Right, what else were we doing then? So that was Stadium Stampede. In the end, was it Orange Cassidy that got the win? I thought it was Orange Cassidy. Yeah. Well, that's big for him.
He did the... he put his fist in the glass.
Yeah. Did the orange punch with the glass on the fist. So that, I think, is a point for Smoot, but not for us. Yeah. Yeah, the best friends winning that one. Orange Cassidy surely can't have much left in the tank. He's been wrestling non-stop since he won this international title. I think his time might be short. I think so. I think it's been long enough. We'll get to that later. What's that?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Was that a bleeding heart attack?
Doing a great job. You really picked this up quickly.
Fucking got a heart murmur now.
Well,
oh my God.
It's just as well then that the Doctor will see you now. Britt Baker, Toni Storm, Hikaru Shida, Saraya, 4-way for the women's world title. I couldn't see it all that Saraya come down with her whole family. No.
I did wonder who the hell was with her, but I was thinking, because I couldn't make it out, and obviously the screens didn't have anything on, it was like, oh, has she got like a posse?
Well, yeah, it turns out.
But yeah, it was when you saw them all, when you saw them all later on, it was like, that was the ones who came out.
Couple of new entrance themes, not that they stuck, just for one night only maybe, was We Will Rock You for Saraya. And Toni Storm is now coming out to the national anthem, but the UK national anthem, not the Australian national anthem, which is strange.
I thought she was British. Oh no, she's not. She's Australian. Yeah, but it's part of the Commonwealth, isn't it?
Oh, it's actually apparently from New Zealand.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. Yeah, when she's in NXT UK, wasn't she? Briefly.
Yeah. Well.
Did you all stop when everyone started singing the anthem and wonder whether it was going to say Queen or King?
Yeah, I couldn't really hear.
Yeah, I was listening to it and I thought, I wonder whether they're going to really, it's going to say Queen. I didn't know if it were people singing.
Singing along. Well, anyways, some more pyros for these ones. In the end, so there was Toni Storm accidentally punched Saraya Senior, her mum, who was also called Saraya, this wrestling name. And Paige Saraya, didn't like that. I guess she, despite having been in wrestling her whole life and being born into a wrestling family, doesn't understand that sometimes when someone's holding another wrestler, that wrestler can escape and then the guy holding it gets punched instead.
I mean, she's holding it like a champ.
Yeah, of course she did. So she thought that this was intentional for some reason by Toni Storm, and they got into a little scrap. Ruby Riott comes out, blah blah. And in the end, Saraya wins. She is the new AEW Women's Champion. I think we all predicted this one. Yes, we did. Points all round. Give us some dings.
At least I'm bloody ready for it now.
No, that's fine. We've got a bonus ding. Cool.
That one's just a restart my flaming chest.
Oh.
Did you mean to do a shot bomb? No, God.
Oh, no.
Hey-o.
Hey!
Hey! You joined us on hour 4.
I've been watching the stream a little bit. Hi. There's a weird echo going on. That's a.
Oh no, we can't hear it.
It sounds like a little bit of a reverb, like you're at Wembley.
I've not got home yet.
You saying we've got to do the whole show again?
Maybe, because I don't think Will's coming through. Yeah, no, you're not coming through on the stream.
What the hell?
Everybody else is coming through double, but Will's not.
Oh no!
I think it just sounds like Beans and Chucks just sound like two mad lads that are just talking to each other with like briefs and silences.
Yeah, there he is. I hear him.
Oh no! Is that what I sound like? Oh, for God's sake!
All right, well, when you go back and rewatch it, I don't know. Like,
Why does everyone else sound right and I don't?
Oh no, we're echoing.
It's too late now.
Do we stop and start again, or what do you want to do?
Keep going. No. It's up to you. I just
pause your stream and restart it properly.
Well, yeah, I mean, not start again, but cut one off and start a second part.
Yeah, you're still not coming through. Hey, it doesn't sound like it's echoing anymore. Somebody else say something. Huh? Ah, okay. Here, have Beans, Chuck, somebody want you to say something.
Yellow.
Let's see.
Echo.
No echo.
And we're all coming through okay?
Right.
Okay. Actually, we
Except
carry
for
on.
you're not coming through at all.
What?
Who isn't coming
You
through?
never said that before. It says I'm coming through.
Yeah.
What do you do then here, Chuck? Sorry, Smoot, what's your settings here? Because I didn't quite know what to do before.
I think Smoot's gone.
He's muted.
No, I'm here. Sorry. I'm here.
So just drop that bombshell and call it a night.
Yeah.
No, for audio for me, I just have everybody coming through the stereo mix line.
That was just I haven't got stereo mix on here.
Oh boy.
That's not a good sound.
I was definitely coming through before, and I've not changed nothing, so I don't know why that would have.
Yeah, welcome to my joys of OBS.
Yeah.
Oh, if you've been listening at the beginning, Smoot, he was praising you.
Oh, he was? Well, I mean, I wouldn't know because I couldn't hear him.
Oh my god, I sound drunk.
I wouldn't know because I couldn't hear him.
That's a double echo. No, that's
Stop it now!
Now it's echoing through the call.
Yeah, that's on purpose. I know what. That's just me. Why aren't I coming through there though?
Yeah. Troubleshooting, audio troubleshooting, everybody.
I know. Great, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I thought, why would it work and just not work all of a sudden?
Is this the end of part one?
It might have to be.
Is there going to be a part two?
Oh,
Great question. I'll here. Here. You want me to get everything going? Should we just, since I'm here now? Hold on.
Hang on.
Sources you had audio input capture.
yeah. See, that's Colin. I can see there that it's picking me up as I'm speaking.
So we had desktop audio.
Yeah.
But you're not desktop audio.
Did you say we're at 10 years?
Yeah, Smoot's been handling it for 10 years.
Kinda, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and holding it down. Never missed a show till tonight.
No, when I was moving here.
That's true.
Up the road.
How did we do that?
I don't know. I don't think we had this problem either.
I don't know if we were live streaming at that point, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
I'm still gutted that no one told me that it was a 10-year anniversary.
One second. Oh yeah, it's been echoing since the beginning. I just went back and had a listen. Hold on. No, I'm having issues over here. Should we just end this one and then come back real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, could do.
All right. Well, we'll be right back, everybody. Stick around. More of the show still to come.